guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, people are asking me a lot to start these sort of end of the year, start of the year, sort of like top 10s. I've done this, oh boy, I think the first year I started doing this was like end of 2018, start of 2019. Might have been the first year I started doing this. Where I was just doing like a huge amount of top 10s. You know, top 10 EZAs, top 10 best LRs, you know, shit like that, right? Now, people are asking for this right now. Typically, I like to wait until a little bit more into the middle of January. The reason for that is both Global and JP Dokkan typically have a big lull in the middle of January, so there's not really too much going on, right? So it's like, usually there's a dearth of me, you know, making content. This year, I'm behind on a lot of showcases I want to get done, so I'll be fine, but I want to go ahead and jump into these now since people are asking for it. I'm actually going to take inspiration from Garesh, because, you know, me and Gresh, we always stream on 5-9 Gaming. We have been laughing at the reception to some of the comments, because Gresh did a top 10 best units in the game, for Legends, and then he did a top 10 worst summonable units, for Legends in the year 2021, and so I was like, you know, I'm taking that idea, especially because I had so much fun. I did the, reaction video to Gresh's comment section, had a lot of fun with that. So I figured I'd do my own for Dokkan. This is going to be the top 10 worst summonable units of 2021 is what this is going to be. Now, the biggest thing I wanted to say about this is it's not necessarily like, you know, in order, like, okay, the 10th worst unit is better than the 9th worst unit, better than the 8th worst unit. It's not in order like that. This is sort of just like a weird mix of criteria I'm doing. What I'm really trying to focus on is, does the character hit like their intended design, right? Like, is the character doing what they're supposed to do? I feel like it's sort of the basis of how I'm operating with this. I'm going to call it top 10 worst, though, for clickbait purposes. Not really clickbait, though, because, I mean, that's basically what this is, right? So let's go ahead and jump in. Again, so this is essentially like top 10 worst units, worst summonable units, right? So there's no, like, EZAs, free-to-play units, stuff like that. This is also pretty hard, because I found that, whereas, like, I feel like in 2020, dude, I could go on and on and on for days about the dog shit they released in 2020. I feel like in 2021, a lot of these characters are very good. Even in here, I threw in a couple of curveballs, just like, you know, take a guess if UI Goku's actually on here, right? You know, stuff like that. All right, let's start with number 10, Kale and Caulifla. Now, Kale and Caulifla, here's the thing with Kale and Caulifla, right? I feel as though, you know, in long events, right, once you transform into Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, and specifically once you transform with them and get the, you know, the heal right there, I do think that Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, you know, towards the end of long events is ridiculously powerful. But I feel like Kale and Caulifla are so weak at the start of the fight in comparison to all the other Dokkan Fest exclusives that have released during 2021. I just find them to be very underwhelming. What's funny is I would probably argue them as better than Trunks and Goten. I know a lot of people get upset about that. A lot of people are very defensive. The Trunks and Goten unit is very good. For sure, they're very good. But specifically, I don't like how much they're based around that active skill, which then requires another Trunks or Goten unit in order for them to be able to dodge, in order to build up, to get really good. Ki can be an issue at times, right? There's a bunch of factors into that I've found with that unit, right? But, like, Kale and Caulifla, I mean, they're just most of the times outright much worse than the Trunks and Goten, right? I do really like Kale and Caulifla's leader skill. Bond of Friendship is an amazing category. Combined with Rapid Growth, you're getting, like, Tech Ultimate Gohan, Super Vegeta, some other strong characters, essentially, onto the Bond of Friendship team. They do defensive stack, which is good, right? And their link set, they have one of the best, probably one of the better link sets in the game, right? I mean, Saiyan Lineage, Turn Up Power, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan Warrior Race, Fierce Battle. It's very easy to utilize this character on a lot of these teams and get these abilities, but I just feel as though they're a little bit too weak at the start of the fight for me. I also feel like Kefla, the fact that she stacks attack and not stacks defense is really stupid. I also think her damage is not really that impressive for how deep into the fight you have to get to even transform into her if you're not getting 6 or more key spheres, right? And she's also got this dodge chance, which I feel like for the most part doesn't really matter on her, because you're not getting into Kefla until turn 6 anyway. I feel like you take the dodge off of Kefla and give it to Kale and Caulifla, and this unit overall is just much better, right? As weird as that sounds. Kale and Caulifla need help. The Kefla is typically fine, especially when you're stacking defense to get up to them. But I feel like there's sort of like quirks in their design that I have them here at numero 10. Alright, so next, number 9, I'm going to have LR, Golden Frieza, and 17. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that Kale and Caulifla are better than 17 and Golden Frieza, although I probably would say that. But it's just like, again, just sort of like the order, making them and stuff like that. Now, many of the units on this list, I feel like this is an issue. When they drop these characters, in particular, a bunch of summonable LRs came out this year, where it's kind of like 2 characters that share nothing in common, and it just becomes a huge L for the unit. You're talking about wonky links, barely any teams, and I just feel like these units just become dead. These units are just dead, right? It's like day 1, a lot of like free-to-play players and people are like, oh, can't wait to summon for them. They look so good. But it's like they die very fast because you're just not going to use them. 17 and Golden Frieza is one of these units, right? I do truly wish Dokkan would adapt the Legends formula, which is where you'd put this unit on all of the categories both of them would occupy. So this character would be on Sibling Bond, Wicked Bloodline, Transformation Boost, Otherworld Warrior. I just feel like Dokkan doing that, it just improves the game, all of these teams, so much if they did that, right? You know, a character like LR, Goku, and Piccolo all of a sudden is on the Namekian team, right? You know, like, it just helps a lot of these teams out if they would do that. But this character has something I've grown to despise, absolutely hate, and that is building up damage reduction within that turn that goes away. Evolution Blue Vegeta has it. LR17 and Golden Frieza have got it. LR Tapion and Minotia have it, and I just think it sucks ass. I feel like it's just so bad. This character, sure, you can get 4 attacks, but it's only 28% damage reduction. Doesn't even really mean that much when the way this game works is these bosses don't whittle you down. Like that's the problem with the game, is that, like, I feel like they sort of balance difficulty in an improper way, in which enemies now, they attack 50 times per turn, so they don't have their normal attacks do too much damage because only the top 2 units will be able to survive. So it's very easy to get to double-digit damage from normal attacks, right? But then their enemy super attacks are just doing like 500k damage and shit like that. Like, it's you don't get whittled down, you just get blown the fuck out of the fight. 500k damage, you're done instantly, is typically how a lot of the difficult content works, right? I feel as though Dokkan probably would have done better if, you know, enemies did 4 attacks per turn. But, like, you know, only the really top tier defensive units could double-digit tank, and then you're taking damage, and then, of course, super attacks would hit harder. But I feel like the direction they went in, it just leads to most units just sucking defensively, right? Like this does nothing. Again, against any strong boss, this unit just gets blown the hell away. I also cannot stand... I've complained and cried about this so much. This is so stupid on an 18 key for an LR. This is only good in Super Battle Road. Super Battle Road, a lot of times it's difficult to come across key. This unit builds up key with each attack performed. The fact that they lower attack on their 18 key, in which they're not going to get it in Super Battle Road to where it's actually useful, it's just worthless. And this is what I'm talking about, where, you know, bad design. LRs like this, lowering attack that need to build up throughout the fight, lowering attack on 18 key, it's just moronic. It's stupid, right? If they lowered attack on their 12 key, I'd get it, because, you know, Super Battle Road. A lot of times with this type of LR, if you're bringing them into Super Battle Road, you're going to be getting their 12 key. So, I don't know. Just a lot of issues with this unit overall. Not a fan. I despise them. Basically, Kale and Caulifla, I like the unit. A lot of the other units on this list I'm just not really a fan of. Next we have LR, Goku, and Piccolo. Actually, one of the major things I was just crying about with Goku, 17 and Golden Frieza, Goku and Piccolo have right here as well. Again, a lot of the same issues. Link set can be a bit wonky for some of these teams they're on. They're barely on any teams. It's like when you fully build them up, right, you get all of their attacks in right here, and you get their active skill off. They look goddamn nasty. But you want to know how often I've used this character? Since I dropped like 5,000 or 6,000 stones to rainbow them, however many it was. You don't know how many times I used this character? Like a dozen times or something like that. You just don't use them. Where do you use this character, right? Like, in what situation are you using them? This is a long event character, and it's like they're on so few teams. The way they do long events now is they drop the legendary Vegeta event, and it's like, oh, okay, here's, this category, Gifted Warriors, Otherworld Warriors, Sibling Bond, Join Forces. Like, that's how they sort of balance it. And it's like, it just leads to this character, 17 and Golden Frieza, not getting used very much. The other problem with this unit, by the way, Universal Survival, there's no way in hell I'm running this unit over a lot of the beasts on the Universal Survival Saga team. This piece of shit, like, no way. And Goku and Piccolo, I mean, this unit would have been quite a bit better, I think, if the LR Tech Gogeta unit was a Movie Hero leader instead. It would have helped this unit. This unit could probably be solid on Movie Heroes, but guess what? Movie Heroes is a dead team because they haven't given us a new leader for that team in years. So, Goku and Piccolo kind of sit here again, just like not really that great. The reason that they're only, what are we at, 8? The reason they're only 8 is because once this unit builds up, they are very impressive. Able to attack a lot while having really high defense and really good attack stats. But it's you have to get deeper into an event. Next, we're going to go ahead and bring LR Tapion and Minotia. Again, kind of a run here of characters who are just very wonky. My problem with Tapion and Minotia specifically here, how do I word this? The problem with this unit is their support buff is cut in half, right? Storied Figures is such a shit team. And then Sibling Bond, but it's only 2 key, 20% attack and defense. While this unit is good, can look very good, there's a number of things that just irk me about it. Number one, I feel like this unit really could have used a defensive increase on their 18 key. They have the attack lowering on 12 key, which is good. As far as leader skill goes, they have a real leader skill, which is good. Goku and Piccolo are not a real leader of 130, no way. 17 and Golden Frieza, they do have a real leader skill as well, but the problem with them is Universal Survival Saga has 50 leaders, and then Join Forces has, honestly, a leader unit that probably works much better on the team than Goku and Vegeta, the Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? Now, they've got a good leader skill, but the problem I've really found with this unit is this. So, they have a medium chance, 30% chance, of launching an additional super when they do their 18 key super attack. Then, they get 13% damage reduction with each super attack performed, and then you combo that with some of these links. So what happens is, this unit will typically struggle for key. So you're not getting their 18 key super. Thus, you're not getting this. Thus, you're typically only doing one super attack and only having 13% damage reduction. If this unit is in a showcase setting, right, and, you got them linked up with, like, AGL Tapion, you're getting a bunch of these links like Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Hero, activated. Their defense skyrockets, right? In a showcase setting, it oftentimes can be a little bit easier to farm key for them so they can get their 18 key super attack and thus potentially get this and then build up their damage reduction, rocking 300k plus defense, being able to get, 26, potentially 39% damage reduction. They can be good. But what really is going to happen is this unit is going to struggle to hit their 18 key super attack. They're going to struggle to get these super attacks off. They're going to struggle to get this damage reduction. And then they're just sort of a middling support type unit at that point. If, honestly, this unit should have just been all allies, 4 key, and 40% attack and defense. There's literally no reason they couldn't have been that. Had they done that, that would have helped this unit out quite a bit. Because it's like, dude, like, no characters are Storied Figures and Sibling Bond except for Tapion and Minotia. So you're just left with a situation where they're just giving, like, they're giving a solid buff. 2 key and 20% attack and defense is fine. But, like, that's it. Like, this unit is just very weirdly designed. They needed a lot more. They didn't get enough for a character that's on almost no teams as well, right? So it's just that there's just design flaws in a lot of these characters I've chosen for this list, right? All right, next, we have LR Super 17. Now, honestly, I probably... I don't know, man. I'm looking at this. Hold on, I'm changing my mind on the fly. Yeah, I feel like I'm being... The thing with Super 17... I'm doing this. I'm dramatically changing this, dude. We're gonna do this, actually. This is what we're doing. Again, I'm really changing things on the fly, but Super 17, the thing about him is he was just massively helped out by the substantial buffs to the Android category team. So, like, you can toss him on some of these teams, and he's gonna look a lot better. Characters like the AGL LR Androids EZA, the AGL Coat Android 17 from GT EZA, Int Hellfighter 17, Dr. Shro in 19. The problem with this guy, right, is that they dropped him by himself in May as a GT Bosses leader that doesn't fucking have big bad bosses, so he doesn't work well on the GT Bosses team. And then, by the way, he's filled with goddamn Android links and shit like Fuse Fighter and stuff like that. But guess what? No other characters on GT Bosses have got that. For some reason, they decide we're going to exclude Hellfighter 17 and AGL Android 17 from the listing. So Super 17 is the leader of a team in which he shares nothing in common, not really linking that good, not having big bad bosses with the other characters on the GT Bosses team, which put him, immediately behind the 8-ball. He has very shitty super attack effects. They built him in a manner where he needs Android and target Goku category allies. Again, making no sense considering he leads the GT Bosses team right there. It's just horrible design. He can get to very high defense early, but some of these effects with Super 17, he should be so good, but they actually went out of their way to nerf this guy. It's insane. Many characters in the game get damage or like damage reduction or something like that. Like this buff, dude, I could pull up 10 characters that get hit and then they get like a buff. Super 17, for some reason, doesn't get it until the turn is over. Dude, I have no idea what they were thinking with this. See, this is why I had him so high, is because I get so heated, because no other character has gotten this treatment besides him. Where, like, this exact ability, again, is on 10 characters where they get hit and boom, it pops. But for Super 17, the turn has to fucking end. He gets damaged, so best case scenario, you get him turn 1, he gets hit right away, but not super attacked. Specifically, he can't get super attacked because he just has big defense but not damage reduction. Then on turn 3, you're allowed to have damage reduction. Oh boy, how good. We're allowed to have the damage reduction now. The defensive tank unit is allowed to actually tank now on turn 3. But guess what? That's turn 3, right? Great. Awesome. I love that so much. And then that's not enough. For 3 turns, so you constantly have to be dicking around and resetting the buff. Just criminal. And then, again, no other character in the game has this. I can pull up 50 characters. They get hit, they get key. That's a very common mechanic. A lot of characters have shit like that. But for some reason, only Super 17 has a high chance, a 50% chance of getting key when he gets hit. Again, other characters have not. I don't know why. They actually went far out of their way to make this guy weird, right? They went out of their way to shaft this guy. It's so odd to me. It's just makes no sense. He's not really on that many teams, and many of the teams he's on are dead. Target Goku's dead. Artificial Lifeform is dead. Inhuman Deeds has literally never been a team ever. They've never given it a real lead. Power Absorption is honestly too little. It's pretty much dead. GT Bosses is dead. Suit's on one team, essentially, right now. Androids is it. So that's his problem. He's good. He can be good. And now that he has the help, right? They completely revamped the entire Android team to where the core of the team does not rely on big bad bosses, which is really good for this guy, right? Again, the whole core of this team is not relying on big bad bosses whatsoever. The Tech Dokkan Fest Android 17 and 18 don't have it. Again, the AGL 17 and 18, they don't have it, right? Like, you go through a lot of these characters. Dr. Zero and 19 don't have it. AGL 17 right there. Int Hellfighter 17. Again, a lot of the core, this Android 18 doesn't have it. Tech 16, if you want to use him and gamble in his guard, he doesn't have it, right? Many of the core units of this team right now don't have big bad bosses. So it works well for Super 17. Man, as soon as I got into it, like, he just pisses me off so much. I like him better than these 3 for sure, but, like, he pisses me off so much more. No. What am I thinking? What am I? I'm going back. I'm going back. He pisses me off too much, dude. Fuck you, Super 17. What were they thinking with him? I'm keeping him there. I'm keeping him there. I'm keeping him there. All right, next, Gohan and Piccolo, dude. Actually, dude. Super 17 just always pisses me. That unit pisses me off so much. Here, we're doing this. Okay, so Gohan and Piccolo. I don't know. This unit is just mid, right? They're just not really that crazy. Medium chance to perform a crit, I feel like is not really that great right there on their super attack effect. It's like they do a lot of stuff. They're a long event unit that gets like great chance to stun. And like they're just doing all this stuff that I feel like is mostly worthless, right? The other problem with this unit and another unit, which we will be looking at soon, don't worry about that, is they're reps of Universe 7 supports, but it's like I just feel like that hurts these units. Because this link set is geared way better. Dude, if they were a Universal Survival Saga support and you could sort of like pair this unit with like Hit and God Goku instead, that would have been so good, right? Cold Judgment. But I just feel like this unit is mid. You fully build them up. They have this all the way built up right here, and then this, right? And you get like a double super with them. Like, they could look good. But it's just these units, these banner units, they sucked ass so bad. Gohan and Piccolo and Gohan and Frieza, they're just not that great. But again, Super 17 actually makes me mad, so he goes up. But honestly, by the time we get to the Super 17 is probably gonna end up number 1. I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, Super 17 is probably gonna end up 1, the piece of shit. All right, who's next? Cabbe. I feel like Super 17. I probably would put Cabbe. Man, dude, I am so tempted to keep bumping Super 17 up. See how I hate this unit. All right, Cabbe. They released him seemingly supposed to be a buff for Kale and Caulifla, right? This is a character supposed to have Kale and Caulifla. The problem with that is he sucks when you are only basically running them with like Kale and Caulifla units. In order for this guy to be good, he needs a Vegeta on the team, which I really feel like kind of hurts the purpose of this unit, right? He gets his unit super attack if Vegeta is on the team, which allows him to stack defense. If he is not stacking defense, his attack is not really that impressive, his defense is not really that impressive. I feel like had they just simply gotten rid of this, right, he should stack defense right here, and then you know what he should do? This should be greatly stacking attack and defense. That would have maybe fixed this unit. He wouldn't even be on here if they just did that, right? Him needing Vegeta to stack is just ridiculous. Then, if that's not enough, they have this bullshit in here. Extra 60% when attacking when your team has a Vegeta attacking on the same turn. Now, he's a Universal Survival Saga support type unit. He gets stronger as Universal Survival Saga units are on the team. Thus, you know, you're going to be using with Evolution Blue Vegeta, the only Universal Survival Saga Blue Vegeta, basically. And guess what? Guess what LR Evolution Blue Vegeta doesn't have? Shit like Super Saiyan, right? This guy doesn't have Prepare for Battle. You just have these two characters that don't even link together at all. What are they? I think they have Tournament of Power and Fierce Battle. LR Evolution Blue Vegeta and Cabbe. So it's like they want you to use units that don't link well together, don't work well together on rotation. It's just his design just sucks, right? What's funny is he is a ridiculous support for the Universal Survival Saga team, though. So it's like I feel like I actually want to say this guy is good, but he is relying on a Vegeta. And he doesn't work well with Vegeta. And he gets an attack buff with Vegeta, which he doesn't work well with. And he's on a bunch of teams, which it's like, how much are you really going to be running him on these other teams if he's not going to be getting the support buff? You know, they also made him Super Saiyan fucking 1, by the way. So that excludes him from shit like Rapid Growth, where he actually could have been very helpful. So, I don't know. Again, what were they thinking? Who knows? Okay, next, we have Goten. No, we got to do this. Yeah. So we do this. Yes. Okay, Goten. Goten, to me, is just an unimpressive unit. I like him better than probably, like, you know, Gohan and Piccolo for sure. Actually, No, I don't. No. Gohan, because Gohan and Piccolo, their stats get much higher the deeper you get into the event. Because what I've found with this, right, you would think that when he builds this up, he needs 5 attacks, by the way. You'd think when he builds this up, he would be fine, right? Like, oh, okay, he's pretty good. No, like, I've found Legendary Vegeta event, this guy gets crushed, even with his full passive built up. It's cool that he's this support type unit for Gifted Warriors, which is a large category. But I've just found this guy to really be not that impressive. He feels like such a miss to me. I think what would help him a lot, I feel like he should greatly raise attack and defense for at least 1 turn on his super attack. I feel like that would help him a lot. If you got a 50% defensive increase right here, because the thing with me with support type units, this Goten will be able to do a little bit of damage once he's fully built up. But, I mean, again, maybe it's just me, but a lot of times I don't really care so much how much damage a support type unit is doing. Why do I care how much damage a support type unit is doing? They're there to make the big guns, the big daddies, look good, struggle for ki less, get bigger buffs, tank better in slot 1. I don't need Goten doing big attack stats. I want Goten to give the big attack stats to, you know, Dokkan Fest Trunks and Goten sits his ass in slot 3 and tanks, god damn it. And that's not what he does. This dude gets slapped up. I like him right here. Yeah, but again, I would put him in front of Cabbe, because Cabbe just has a horribly terrible bullshit design, right? Super 17 pisses me off. Gohan and Piccolo, their design doesn't piss me off the way a couple of these units do. I feel like they're worse than like Goku and Piccolo. I like this. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling good with this, As I start to get rambling on and on and on, oftentimes I could change my mind, but this is fine right here. All right, next. They're number 2, huh? Oh, yeah, number 1 is pretty obvious. Gohan and Frieza. The thing with this unit, right, it doesn't make any sense. So, they seal, good for Super Battle Road. Negative 30% attack debuff when this unit super attacks. Definitely can be good. Here's where the problem really becomes an issue. They have a 70% chance to guard after they super attack. Dude, why? That just completely kills this unit. If this unit could be put in slot 1 and they were guarding, right? Bam! Problem solved. They're looking pretty good. Then at that point, oh my god, could you imagine this unit in slot 1 and then Hit and God Goku in slot 2? Sharing Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Turn Up Power, Cold Judgment. Oh my god. Do they have Infighter as well? Hit and God Goku? Dude. Like, how nasty of a setup would those two be? That would be really powerful. If this unit just guarded. That would be disgusting. This is an Extreme STR unit as well, right? So even though they're supporting Reps Universe 7, which again, this unit would have been way better if they were just supporting Universal Survival Saga instead. I get the whole theme was Reps Universe 7, blah, 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 blah. They should really just be a Universal Survival Saga support the way these units are built. Because honestly, this Link set with shit like Cold Judgment and Infighter and stuff like that, this is like Jiren, Hit characters and stuff like that are rocking that shit. Not Goku and Vegeta and these characters for, you know, Reps of Universe 7. You know, they have this support buff, all this, but it just hinges on this bullshit, right? You put them anywhere you want, this doesn't activate, and they're dead, right? Because they're not raising defense on super attack. They've only got 120% defense, not impressive. These characters, you can get use out of them. Right, this is why this character's not number 1. Is because you could get use out of this character simply if this great chance procs for you. But if it doesn't, see ya. See ya later. You're dead. Tech Android 16, all these types of characters. Chances to guard is bullshit. It's terrible. Because it's not a chance to guard per attack. It's start of the turn, you have it or you don't. If it was a chance to proc per attack, it would be a lot better. It would be way better. But the fact that it's just at the start of turn, you have it or you don't, means all these characters that just don't have guaranteed guard pretty much all suck. The one who is an exception, I think, is Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, because his stats just get so high regardless of the guard that he can be good. But all these other chance to guard units just suck ass. And it's like this unit, again, this unit does not know, like, where are you running this unit? You're running them on reps of Unit 7? Who are you running them over? LR Roshi? UI Goku? Like, who are you running this unit over, right? Like, no, you're trash. Get out of here. And then number 1, I mean, Tech Piccolo, is just horrible. He's just terrible. This dude is popping out 1 million attack stats. He's at like 100k defense. He just sucks. You know what this is? This is the game really loving this ability right here. They're acting like this boy with his healing is way too OP. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's healing with rainbow orbs. But guess what, assholes? You gave him only a 50% chance to rainbow orb change anyway. So it's like, oh boy, this busted rainbow orb healing mechanic, which clearly is the reason we're gimping this unit, a lot of times doesn't even do shit because it's not even creating rainbow orbs. And then you're just left with this unit who sucks at damage, sucks at defense, has no other utility, is doing nothing besides this. This is literally all this unit contributes. And guess what? This unit doesn't even really work great with any of the big guns of the Planet Namek Saga team. Honestly, Piccolo is like the worst pick they could have gone with for the Planet Namek Saga support, right? Dude, I don't know. Honestly, it should have been Gohan and Krillin. I feel like the Gohan and Krillin unit, they probably should have been the Planet Namek Saga support, and they should have just made this Piccolo the LR, and just made him, like, I feel like if you swap those two units, I feel like both of them are probably better in each other's roles, honestly. I feel like Piccolo as a summonable LR with their same kit works better. I feel like Gohan and Krillin in Piccolo's role probably works better, right? But this guy is just not good. And the other thing, too, is I found that healing doesn't do, like, it's not really that good unless you're building a bunch of healing characters together, right? The thing about it is that, again, as I explained earlier, this game, you don't get whittled down to death. You get your asshole blasted inside out from one attack and you're dead. So, like, little amounts of healing from this character, I swear the reason they gimped this guy is because of this healing right here. You get rid of this healing and maybe they would have actually made him good, right? Like, because he gets this right here, you know, he builds up at the start of each turn and then builds up with each attack performed. Honestly, he should start with the 180%. All him fully built up, he should just start with 180%, and then he should at least greatly raise attack and defense on super attack effect as well. Like, you know, he needs major buffs to actually become a really good unit. I don't really know with this Tech Piccolo, man. I just don't really know what they were thinking. So, all right, let's go ahead and recap. So Kale and Caulifla, 17 and Golden Frieza, Goku and Piccolo, Tapion and Minotia, Gohan and Piccolo, Super 17, Goten, Cabbe, Gohan and Frieza, and Piccolo. I feel like I could probably bump Goten down. I just feel, I feel more comfortable with this unit. I feel like they're better. If I feel like Goten, I could swap Goten and Super 17 potentially. But I probably would, I think I do like Gohan and Piccolo better than the Goten, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, a lot of flaws for a lot of these characters right here. Just several of them, I just don't know what they're thinking. Some of these characters like Goku and Piccolo, this unit would just simply be saved if it was on teams that needed help. Like if this was, you know, the best unit on the Namekian team or something like that, sure. But like, you know, these wonky joint forces LRs this year sucked. You know, honestly, I was close. Gohan and Krillin, they can be really impressive, but again, I feel like they've got some wonkiness to them. Videl, despite the fact that I think she really is one of the best units in the game, dude, Videl, her limitations of being on no teams, I feel like I could have put her on here. Honestly, I do. Again, it's that her presence would strictly be on her limited teams and not on her actual performance. Because her actual performance, she's a god. But you know, again, dude, I haven't used her in like pretty much months. So I don't really get a chance to use her. So, let me know what you guys think. Right? I will probably do. I think I'll turn around and do a top 10 best summonable units of 2021. Again, it wouldn't necessarily be 1 through 10 the best units in the game, but I think like how well their kits do and stuff like that is a huge part, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.